Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and today I'm doing the rainbow tag. So I was tagged to do this by the lovely Sophie from Sophie Loves 10, and I will link her video down below, and I will also link the original creator of this tag down below as well. The basic premise is that you collect together books which spines have the colours of the rainbow on, and then you just talk about the books. So I've picked all of these books off my TBR shelf, so I haven't actually read them, but they make up the colours of the rainbow. So the first is red, and I picked The Dumb House by John Burnside. I've had this on my shelf for a while. There was quite a few people talking about it at one point. Some of my friends did a buddy read. It sounds really intriguing and I can't wait to try it out for myself at some point. It's the story of a young boy who grows up and he hears the story about a place called the Dumb House where there was an experiment on children where they were brought up in complete silence to test the innateness of language. And as this young boy grows up, he's a little bit of a strange child, and his obsession with this story leads to him experimenting in a similar way, I believe, on his own children. So it sounds deeply disturbing and one that I'm intrigued to try. Next is orange, and I picked off my shelf Tigerman by Nick Harkaway. I've been hearing quite a bit about this recently, and it's reinvigorated me to pick it up soon. So from what I can gather, this is about a man. He's had a long stint in the army, I believe, and he's about to be retired, but before his retirement he's going to fulfill his last few years on a beautiful island where nothing much happens, and on this island there is some seedy things going on, and he doesn't really get involved, but he does make friends with a young boy and they bond over their love of comics and superheroes, and the young boy gets involved in some things he shouldn't, and it involves our protagonist having to don a superhero outfit and become a superhero in order to save this boy. I think that's what I can gather, and I just think it sounds brilliant, so I can't wait to try this eventually. Next up is yellow, and I have picked Climbing the Stairs by Padma Venkatraman, which is a beautiful cover and one that I picked up a long time ago, and I'm so pleased this tag forced me to go back to my shelves, and I just love the sound of this one. This is the story of a 15-year-old girl. She is in British occupied India during World War II. She dreams of going to college, but unfortunately due to a tragedy that happens, they are forced, her and her family, to go and live with relatives who are much stricter and believe that women should just be married. She finds solace, I think it's in her uncle's library, in reading, and she forms a relationship with a young man who believes in her dreams, and we take the story from there. So I'm really intrigued by this one, and I love books set in India. Next up is my green pick, and it's Memory of Water by Emmy Ittaranta. It's the story of a society where I believe water is very scarce, and one family holds the secret of this freshwater spring and its location, and on her 17th birthday our protagonist is told the location and she takes over the mantle of the secret, and it's to do with what happens when water is desperately needed and how she deals with, I suppose, people being desperate. So this sounds very interesting. Next up is blue, and I have picked blue, and this one is The Story of Forgetting by Stephen Merrill Block. This is the story of a young 15-year-old boy. His mother gets early onset Alzheimer's. He wants to find out more about his family history. His mother's always brushed aside his questions when he wants to find out more, and he realises that soon he's not even going to have that opportunity, so he sets out to discover about his history and about his family, and uncovers possibly more than he imagined. This sounds brilliant, and I love this cover. You can't see obviously because you can't touch through the screen, but it's very textural, everything's sort of raised, and yeah, this sounds brilliant. And then rather than doing separate books for indigo and violet, I have gone for one that is sort of a purpley with indigo and violet on, and that is Rue by Kim Thuy. I think the back of this sounds brilliant. It says, in a series of vignettes which extend from wartime Vietnam to the hospital precincts of Quebec, Kim Thuy writes with equal delicacy and candour about a childhood marked by horrifying brutality and the pleasures of ordinary peace. A brave and moving book bringing lucid insight both to the cost of violence and its elusive processes of psychic survival. So I think this sounds really brilliant. So that is my rainbow spines, and that is my rainbow tag. So I tag anybody that fancies doing this as always, and if you fancy giving it a go, I really look forward to seeing your rainbows. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.